The delivery dates of Social Security benefits and $1,400 fourth stimulus check specifically focused on Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA beneficiaries, RRB, people on low income, fixed income beneficiaries. I have got all the details, everything you need to know right here in this video. I'll be going to cover all the details on the fourth stimulus check update and also the schedule for the payments. So without further ado, let's jump right into all the details. Alright guys, if this scenario really plays out, you could be able to receive your stimulus check. The timing of the check is also important factor when it comes down to economy. The beauty of this concept is that it removes the uncertainties and delays associated with passing a new legislation every time an economic crisis looms. And those stimulus checks are aimed to assist low-income individuals, including fixed-income beneficiaries such as Social Security, retirees, those including disability, SSDI survivors, SSI recipients, veterans, and RRB. And I completely understand that many of you are eager to learn about when those additional round of stimulus check will be distributed, as the need for the financial support is a pressing issue where economy gets to a point where government must intervene to help out people, and this is when stimulus checks are usually issued. And it will even get to a point where even the charts can't even register. Basically, it's dropping below the thresholds where it should be. At this particular time, government has to intervene. Also, that being said, we have got several important deadlines, what we need to know, what we need to pay attention to, all the important key dates to keep in mind when it comes down to the stimulus check, and it's very important to pay attention to this very important dates. Alright guys, now speaking about possibility of a stimulus check in the near future, well, possibility of the reconciliation to pass legislation, well, that is the good news. They can absolutely add a stimulus check into the legislation if they wish to do so. Based on the history over the last couple of years, how long does it really take for those stimulus check to be distributed? Now, generally speaking guys, stimulus check do go out after 1 week after the bill is signed into a law by President Joe Biden, and in the shortest scenario, it only took literally 48 hours after the bill was signed. So now let's take this into the consideration and let's take a look at some possible scenarios. Now, history is a great example where we have received stimulus check in year 2020, year 2021, and guess what guys, in the year 2023, same kind of economic factors are showing up, and now they are showing that inflationary data is predicting there could be another round of stimulus check. Primary driver is the state of our economy. Yes, you heard it right. Particularly the jobs market, and here is where the things get really interesting. Now, you don't have to be actively participating into the jobs market for this to impact you. The unemployment rate, the labor participation rate, job creation, and the job loss, these are some of the metrics that do really matter most, and they basically tell us whether our economy is stable or in trouble. Now, let me show you when the economy gets to a point where government must intervene when the stimulus check will be issued. Let's say this red line right over here is the line for the inflation. Inflation starts off high like this, and then it starts to drop off like this is the period of deflation. This is when government should analyze how much stimulus money is required to stimulate the economy. They need to do this in order to save the economy. It doesn't matter how much the inflation is, what's really going on. First priority will be to save the economy, nothing else. If they don't send out stimulus check during this period, economy will continue to deflate, and it will even get to a point where even the charts can't even register. Basically, it's dropping below the thresholds where it should be. At this particular time, government has to intervene in order to help individuals. This is when they got the simple and easiest solution, that is to send out the stimulus check. Now, it is difficult to predict when this will exactly happen. We are looking for this exact point when economy will get to a point where they will have to send out stimulus check. There is no other way. It's difficult to predict because it depends on severity of other economic factors, economic crisis, and government's response to it. This is the point where actually government realizes that we are into technically in the period of recession and we need to send out stimulus check. One of the key factors are jobs. Jobs are so important for the economy. We all know that jobs are created when economy flourishes. When the job market takes a severe hit, then government needs to step in very quickly to provide some kind of a financial relief to rescue the economy. And And therefore, what we are experiencing right now is not the new normal. Even if it is, well, our economy goes through natural cycles, much like an flow of the ocean. The unemployment rate plays a vital role in determining the additional round of stimulus check, whether this is needed or not. Jobs are created when economy flourishes. People will start working, producing more stuff, more goods, more services. Economy gets stronger and stronger. This is a cycle basically. This results in a more tax revenues, which helps to keep cycle going on and on. Now, the government knows that the jobs are key indicators of economy's overall performance. When the jobs are lost, economy is contracting. But you know what? When jobs are gained, economy is expanding. This means that businesses are growing and new startups are starting up, meaning that more people need to be hired, more taxes are being paid. However, guys, we are currently seeing a shift in the job market with more higher paying jobs being lost while lower paying jobs are being created. But you know what, guys? This is not an ideal situation when it comes down to the jobs market. Therefore, government is closely monitoring job market and what's exactly happening to them. And you know what? At the end of the day, jobs are very important for the economy. We need to closely monitor the jobs market. We need to make sure that economy keeps growing, jobs are being created. Now, ask any economist, expert, we can clearly say that for sure, economy is not in its best shape right now. We have seen businesses contracting, resulting in many job losses. This means unemployment rate is increasing. Federal Reserve has been raising the interest rate to help control it, but you know what? Nothing has been particularly working out, and the effect of this is basically like a closed loop system. The problem is when the economy falls too far, then Federal Reserve will step in order to help by doing something called quantitative easing. Now they call it quantitative easing, you call it stimulus check, basically the same thing. To put this easily, quantitative easing is essentially just printing out bunch of money and sending out those all those money right here into the economy, injecting it into the economy in the form of stimulus check. Now, quantitative easing, formerly known as sending out stimulus check, also helps to support economy by increasing the inflation. So let's say at this point, government acknowledged that we need to send out stimulus check, and you know what? They started sending out stimulus check. The effect of sending out stimulus check will be onto the economy in such a way that inflation will rise once again from this point. Now, by doing this, this will increase the inflation, which keeps the prices of goods and services up. So it keeps everyone employed, everyone happy. Federal Reserve strategy of printing money, or formerly known as quantitative easing, formerly known as sending out stimulus check, as you may know, for years, Federal Reserve has been printing out about $120 billion each and every month. Now, when I say printing, you know what? They are literally changing the digits onto the computer. Basically, they are doing is changing bunch of numbers, allocating new digits to the currency, creating new money in that regards. This is a very sophisticated, a smart way of printing out bunch and bunch of money. And you know what? When economy is contracting, Federal Reserve will not wait. They will print out even more money, hundreds and trillions and billions of dollars. You know what? Money is being pushed out into the businesses, unemployment, and you know what? To the people in various forms, but primarily in the form of stimulus check and other forms of reliefs. Stimulus check is proven to be the best way to stimulate the economy very rapidly. And second best approach they can do is, create more jobs by putting money, let's say, into the chips energy sector where more jobs are created. They can either spend the stimulus check money in different sectors to create jobs, or they can directly send out the money in the people bank account, such as groceries, clothing, gas, many more. You know what? This is the easiest way to spread out the money into the economy, and positive impact will be generated instant. So to understand whether stimulus check will be expected or not, we need to watch closely for the jobs market, the Federal Reserve, interest rates, inflation, the GDP report, and all the important factors determining the economic outlook for our country. And it's very important to closely monitor all these factors to better understand what's really going on with economy. It may seem like government is slow to act, but you know what? They actually take action very quickly when economy is in danger. This is why it's so important for us to pay attention to these economic indicators to be aware what's really going on. So Congress could pass a stimulus package, and you know what? The package could include stimulus check, and president could wait for a few days to sign it. Once the bill is signed, the Treasury and IRS then can start sending out the payments. So if this scenario really plays out, you could be able to receive your stimulus check within just next 2 or 3 weeks. Currently, Congress is debating on a package of measures to help economy. Now, in theory, if the package is passed, signed into a law, then IRS and Treasury got all the necessary information, all the necessary details. Then you know what? The payment should begin rolling out in couple of months. And you know what? Suddenly, IRS and Treasury would start sending out the payment, and they could do this in couple of weeks, let's say 1 or 2 weeks. But before we can make any assumptions, we need to take a look at the economic data. Specifically, we need to take a look at the unemployment rate, the jobless claims, inflation, the markets, and other moves the Federal Reserve is making, and any of those other factors that could be the declining factor as whether as we'll be going to receive another round of stimulus check or not. The timing of the check is also important factor when it comes down to economy, where economy gets to a point where government must intervene to help out people, and this is when stimulus checks are usually issued. It's difficult to predict when this will exactly happen, as it will depend on severity of economic crisis and government's response to it. Now guys, speaking of the latest update on fourth federal level stimulus check, $1,200, $1,400, $2,000, any value for that matter, none of the fourth federal level stimulus check has been approved as of right now. Just to be clear, make sure there is no confusion about it. But once we get any latest details, I will keep you posted. Speaking of the exact benefit payment schedule, we'll be starting from the first of the month going all the way until end of it. If your birth date lies between 1st to 10th of the month, then you'll be going to receive the payment on October 11th, which is the second Wednesday of the month. Talking about the next group of beneficiaries whose birth date falls between 11th to 20th of the month, you'll be going to receive your payments on October 18th, which is the third Wednesday of the month. Talking about those group of beneficiaries whose birth date falls between 21st to 31st of the month, you'll be going to receive your Social Security fixed income benefits on October 25th, which is 4th Wednesday of the month. COLA increases will raise your payments by 3.2%, and here's the average payments. Average monthly increases will be about $58. Remember, these are average monthly increases. So the new average Social Security checks for the 2024 will be $1,885. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel.